My primary work is facilitation, training, and coaching. And I am joining you after leaving a training session that I just led with a group of leaders of color. And we had a very dynamic conversation about authenticity. And I thought, why not bring that energy from that training over here to you so that we can evaluate and look at why there's division between individuals who are of different racial and cultural backgrounds. Why does division exist? And why is there sometimes a challenge for connection between groups of different racial and cultural backgrounds? Now, there's more than one answer to that question, but what I want to do is dig in specifically about authenticity. I want to talk about how when we do not embrace each other's authenticity or make space for each other's authenticity, what we do is create a huge gap that prevents deep and personal connection. So, the first thing we need to do is explore what exactly is authenticity and what it is not. First and foremost, this whole idea of feeling that one cannot be authentic in the workplace is an idea that has to be debunked. When one feels that they cannot be authentic in the workplace, specifically when engaging with different racial and cultural backgrounds, it's often because there is a fear that a person who is different from another person will not be accepted. There's a fear that they will be judged, looked down upon, and that their truth will not be appreciated and honored. No one wants to come to a workplace where they are in that space. It often decreases productivity, it decreases connection, it decreases this ability for people to just flow and be free and enjoy their workspace. So it's so important that we understand what true authenticity is and what is required from all people so that we can show up regardless of our racial background and regardless of our cultural background in our true, authentic, most powerful selves. So, what does it mean to be authentic? Well, it is when you are in your true, most powerful self, honoring your thoughts, honoring your feelings, honoring your emotions, moment by moment, leading by way of inspiration, moment by moment, celebrating what is true for you, moment by moment, and appreciating what is true for others because they are inspired, moment by moment. See, it's not okay for one group to be authentic and for another group to not be authentic because there's a fear that they will not be accepted. So, what we must do is close that gap. How do we do that? First and foremost, we must clearly understand that authenticity is a personal experience, it's a choice, and no one can stop you or anyone else from being authentic. But we do have to have the courage to tap in to our true selves and show up in that true selves in spite of who's around us. That courage is so important because when we embrace our own authenticity, when we align with it, other people will align with it as well. Other people will celebrate it. Other people will be inspired by it. When you see someone who is in their authenticity, celebrate it, encourage it, let them be them without judgment, without looking down upon them. Embrace all that they are bringing to your workspace community. Imagine a community of people who were fully in their power, fully confident in themselves, trusting themselves moment by moment because they are inspired. Imagine a workplace where all people are completely authentic. So, how do we get there? The first thing we must do is shift our perspective about how we think authenticity is or what we think it is. Oftentimes, I hear people in my training say, I can't be authentic because I can't be accepted or I won't be accepted. That is not true. That is a conditioning and it's a socialization and a programming that must be shifted. The reason why one may believe that they can't be themselves is because they may express themselves passionately. They may come across in a way that may appear angry or in a way that may come off offensive to others. Anger and offensiveness is not authenticity. Passion, that's authentic. But anything that causes some level of conflict when communicating isn't authentic. One can communicate, share, and connect their ideas, their thoughts, their feelings, and emotions in a way that doesn't have to offend, in a way that still allows you to express your truth, to be true to yourself, regardless of what the situation calls for. Now, if you are experiencing someone who is in their authenticity and they're expressing their passion, it's important that you don't take it the wrong way. It's important that you celebrate them, that you listen attentively, that you listen to learn, that you listen without judgment, that you listen to ask follow-up questions so that you can connect with them. When we make space to learn, to listen, and to connect and to celebrate authenticity, that's when we close the gap. That's when we shrink the divide when it comes to racial and cultural backgrounds that are different in the workplace. We can do it. All we have to do is honor ourselves, listen to our inspiration, make a conscious choice to be authentic, and appreciate other people in their authenticity. And that is a workplace that allows for human connection.